Warner Brothers Discovery is set to report its first quarter earnings before the bell on Friday. Let's bring in Yahoo Finance reporter Allie Canal, who is looking at a preview. What can investors expect?
Hi, Kiko. Well, this is going to be an important earnings report ahead of that HBO Max Discovery Plus streaming relaunch that is dubbed Max, set to debut on May 23rd. So investors will be keeping a close eye on those direct-to-consumer losses, whether or not we'll see some easing there. In the fourth quarter, WBD did report a direct-to-consumer loss of $217 million, although that was a $511 million improvement over last year. The company estimated its streaming division will break even by next year before hitting profitability in 2 years. And on that last earnings call, David Zaslav very adamant that the company is in a good place, that the bulk of its restructuring is behind it, and that they are moving forward as one company. A few other key metrics to look out for. According to Bloomberg consensus data, revenue expected to come in at $10.73 billion, a loss per share of 5 cents, and subscriber net additions expected to come in at 911,000. Now, on top of that competitive streaming market, the company has also struggled with a very unfavorable ad environment. We saw that happen earlier today with Paramount. They struggled with advertising as well. We saw network revenue tumble 17% in the fourth quarter, 14% excluding foreign exchange. So keep an eye on potential double-digit declines on the revenue side as those headwinds and macro concerns continue. However, I will say on the street, they have been rewarding this company, as you can see on your screen, a heck of a lot more buys than sells. Analysts have really praised Warner Brothers' turnaround plan and their ability to cut costs. Shares are up about 30% year to date. We'll see if the company can keep up that momentum tomorrow morning.
And Allie, while we're talking about the company's performance in the first quarter, if you talk about what's happening right now, you've got all projects halted essentially because of a writer's strike that's gone into effect since Monday. How big of an impact is that likely to have on Warner Brothers?
Well, obviously, there's not going to be an impact on this earnings report, but I think moving forward, all of these companies are really taking a look at what's going on in Hollywood, what's happening with this writer's strike, and how that could impact them down the line. David Zaslav, he did specifically address the writer's strike during that April HBO Max Discovery Plus streaming event. He said they have enough content banked in the can that they should be okay. It's also a company that deals with sports very heavily and reality and unscripted content. However, we did hear from Bob Bakish, the Paramount CEO, earlier this morning, who said that the longer this goes on, the more likely that it will impact their financials and could potentially diminish revenue. And that's something I think we'll see across the board. I can guarantee you David Zaslav is going to be asked about the writer's strike on that earnings call tomorrow, but this is a story that's just going to continue. And I think both sides, they want to find a solution as quickly as possible. However, clearly right now in the negotiations, there's a big gap on the wants and the needs here. So it's something that we're going to continue to track.